And the last question, we've got a polynomial. It's given as our general function. So just remember, for a quadratic, your general function, x take away a, x take away b, i.e. for a quadratic, for an x squared power 2, you're going to have two roots. And for your polynomial, x take away a, x take away b, x take away c, you should end up with three roots, x cubed, three roots. This one, k in the front, that's fine, that will just make it steeper, don't worry about that. But this here, we've got the squared, which means that we've got a b and a b, i.e. we've got two equal roots. Okay, so that should be ringing a wee bell right now. So thinking, okay, I've got a root and I've got two equal roots. Okay, and we're going to try and find the values of a, b, and k. So the roots are here and here. I've got only two roots. I should have three because it's a polynomial. And that's what we do at higher. We do power 3. but I should be having 3. But instead I've got 4 where it cuts, and I've got -5 where it is a stationary point. And that's your clue there. The equal roots. Equal roots. Remember we do that in straight line where it's like tangency. You've got your b squared minus 4ac equals 0. Means that you've got equal roots. Greater than 0, you've got two roots, and less than 0, there's no roots. So for this, the equal root gives you this turning point on the axis. So right away, you think, okay, that's cool. I've got my k, which I don't know yet, and I've got x, take away 4, because we're going to change the signs. If the solution is 4, the bracket will be the opposite of that. And I've got x plus 5 squared. Okay, so if you've got this equal root situation, you're going to have a turning point on your axis. How can I find k? We just substitute a point that you know in. So that's why they've given us this little point along here. So if I say that when y is 9, my x is going to be 1. Just something. So 1 plus 5 squared. So 9 is equal to k times -3, and that'll be 36. So 9 is equal to k times negative, that'll be 108. So k is equal to 9 divided by 108. Can I simplify that any? Absolutely. That'll give me -1/12 divided top and bottom by 9. So that's me got k, and that's me got my a and b. And the last thing to do is just to write out the whole thing together. So f of x is equal to -12. And that -12 just determines the kind of the steepness of the lines, and inside the brackets, that's our roots, isn't it? So, sorry, -4. -4 and x plus 5 squared. So for this one, the big thing I think that's tricky is knowing that these turning points exist where you've got an equal root situation. That's what the squared is. Okay, so that's us solved that. I'm just going to check the marking scheme and see where our marks were. Question 15. So really, you just got a mark for each point for A, B, and K. So yeah, not rocket science that one. So you're going to mark for this, mark for this, mark for this. And next part of the question, for the function g of x, that is when f of x has got d taken away, okay? Determine the range of values for which that function has one root. Okay, so what it's saying here is, I've got a new function, which is this function, take away d, i.e. it's moved down, isn't it? Yeah, so how much do I have to move it down for this to only have one root? So say I moved it down, say, moved it down like that, Okay, I've still got two roots here and here. I don't know if I moved it down, say like 4 or something. I'm going to have to move it right down until this point is below the axis, aren't I? So I'm thinking I'm going to have to move it down. So it's doing, see if I can draw this out very well. So that point is going to be just below the axis there. And then the only root I'm going to have, terrible drawing, is going to be this one, from over this side. So how far do I have to move that down? I'm going to have to move it down at least 9. Anything over 9 is going to bring this point below the axis, and the only root would be here. So D has to be greater than 9. And I'm pretty sure the marking scheme will agree. Yeah. So D has to be greater than 9. Okay. Get this bit to go below. Yeah, take away 9. Then take away 9 would give you a root, so it has to be bigger than 9, doesn't it? You know, so right now there's still 2 roots at 9. Anything bigger than 9 is going to be 1 root, which would just be that one. So yeah, that's the last question. Not a bad question to finish up on. So just remember these general terms for the graphs, and the equal roots mean you've got a stationary point on the axis. This one. Hope that's helpful, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.